They prepare for... Morning everybody. British and Irish Lions may be in Australia, but this is all about Wales women playing down under for the very first time. 2 tests as they prepare for the Rugby World Cup in England next month. Sean Lynn, Wales head coach, needs to build whatever momentum possible following a disappointing Women's Six Nations in 2025. Chosen some younger players delving into the Welsh pathway. 2 19-year-olds start, 3 debutants on the bench. He says he's taking the squad to some dark places. We'll discuss that in a bit, but first and foremost, we'll have the anthems. Set then at Ballymore for this clash, an important one, as I said, in the lead up to Rugby World Cup, a special one for Kelsey Jones. 50th appearance. If you go online, you'll see her receive her jersey and some messages from back home. Special moment, 50 caps for your country. Support is there for Kelsey. That's a crucial aspect of the Australian team. Ashley Marston's her 40th most caps for Australia, 12 test tries, plays in the back row, abrasive. She also plays hooker as well. She played hooker against Wales at Rodney Parade when Wales beat the Wallaroos for the very first time. Sean Lynn, the head coach, has taken the squad to dark places to develop a hard edge. Will we see the benefit of that hard work? Well, the proof is in the 80 minutes. Australia come off the back of the Pacific 4 with a loss against Australia, and they look to build for Rugby World Cup as well. Maggie Cogerore, Canadian-born, New Zealand now referee. in charge of this clash. First test of two. First time that Wales have ever played down under against Australia. Philippa Tuttiett alongside me. Philippa, it's bright and early in Wales. It's slightly later in Australia. What are you expecting to see from both teams today, but in particular Wales?
Yes, good morning. So looking to see some really positive rugby from both teams. They're both coming towards the end of that hard training, preparing themselves for the World Cup. This is their chance not only to secure places for that World Cup, but to show what their national teams can do. Let's see some gameplay, let's see some individuals standing out.
There's a turnover for Australia early. Like all Australian teams, they'll have to play power. Leaney carrying that in the second row. Has some experience in London with the Quins. And played New Zealand in Wellington 2 weeks ago. Lost that clash by 37 points to 12. 7 tries to 2. And they were in the game at half-time, and it's about 80 minutes performances for the Wallaroos. And a strong carry. Cody, 2 second rows coming into the game early, and there she is again. Caitlin Linney. Pass to Fredericks. Oh, couldn't get the offload away. It's good continuity early from Australia.
Yeah, basic play, isn't it? It's that classic, we've just got the ball, quick turnover, let's just grind Wales down, try short carries, just keep pushing them back, and eventually gaps will open.
Oh, I would say there was a bit of crossing in midfield. A try is awarded to Puina Kavadra over for the first try, but I'd love to see that again. I thought there was a bit of crossing. Will the TMO, Rachel Horton, get involved?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see on that one, wouldn't it? I mean, the build-up play, like I say, nothing fancy there, pretty basic. Here we go, let's see if we can see that crossing there, see how that player just takes out the number 13 there.
No, we're not seeing it on this replay again. It looks like the try's going to stand. Getting the ref mic clear through our ears today, so if you can hear it at home, maybe you'll be lucky to hear conversations. But it looks like... Oh, hang on, that's a double whistle, which is usually a good sign if you want the TMO to get involved, because the referee, Maggie Coggerall, is getting a chance to take a look at it again.
Yep, at the screen now, Rich. So yeah, live, I thought the defender bit in herself. Obviously, if the contact is initiated and then they go through that gap, we'll need to deal with it.
Quite close in behind.
Yep. So we'll just see who actually is the initiator of the contact.
Who initiates the contact? That's the question. Well, it's inevitable, surely, you know, that the Australian runs in front of the ball carrier. Well, she's got her arms tucked in. She's certainly in front.
I'm comfortable that that's obstruction. We're going to go back. Okay.
Agree with those facts, Maggie. We're back on you.
Okay. So I've got a decision. It's going to be no try. 6 Gold is ahead of her teammate with the ball. She's in an offside position. She obstructs a defender. So it's going to be no try. Obstruction.
Yeah, that's the one benefit of the TMO, the television match official.
Keep moving, Maggie.
She gets a chance to look at things again, like we have.
About another 5 meters.
The decision, the correct decision is made.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to feel for Australia a little bit there, because yes, that was blocking, it did create a gap, but they still had players over on that right-hand side. So if that block hadn't happened, I still feel they would have got a little bit of joy down on that edge. So that's a warning shot for Wales there. You got to challenge either of the ruck or put some more dominant hits in. You can't just sit back and try and stay on your feet, because this Australian team, they're fit, they're strong, they will keep coming and they will grind down until they get that gap on the edge.
Wales now looking to do some playing in the Australian half. The ball didn't go to touch, but through they come. Lovely offload as well. Georgia Evans. Alex Callender captaining Wales today. Changing captaincy. Hannah X-Jones now, Del Valle in the centre for Wales. And that penalty, the early penalty, goes in the Australians' favour. Strong over the top of the ball. Famous old ground Ballymore. As we look at what Wales try to do again. Lovely through the hands there, wasn't it? Beth Lewis with the offload to Georgia Evans.
Yeah, just having that forward pack, just 2 or 3 players out, just trying to get on the outside edge where there might be disconnect between that initial shooter there, Ashley Masters, on the outside edge. That was well exposed by Wales, but unfortunately on the edge there, just getting turned over.
Touring Australia, something Wales haven't done before, Philippa. It's the World Cup is in England. It's kind of a strange place to go, but what an experience.
Yeah, it was all part of the agreement that they had with Australia Rugby Union when Australia came over 2024, plays Wales. Part of that agreement was we will come to you if you come to us, and it was supported also by World Rugby. But fantastic experience for these players, but also a brilliant opportunity to have a serious training camp, which is what they need now going into the World Cup. And actually, as you can see with the weather conditions, not too dissimilar probably from an English summer, so pretty good prep.
Yeah, World Cup in August, it could be hot, but also it could be rainy. Maisie Davis over the ball. There's a second bite of the cherry, that's why the arm is out again from the referee. And that's Pomare making a gap for herself. Australia putting some serious pressure. Good tackle by Donna Rose again. Wales won a penalty, they don't get one. Pomare again. Quick to the base, Morgan. Australia looking really composed. 2 weeks since they last played, that's going to make a difference as well. Wales have not played much competitive rugby at all. Training is one thing. Getting fitter, getting better, but you need to play to get cohesion in a team. Arm out again, second penalty. Good carry from Cody. Philippa Tetiat alongside me spoke about the Australian patience. When that first opportunity arose, that try was chalked off thanks to the TMO, but this one is gonna stand. Around the corner, Australia went. Oh no, it's not a penalty, it's a penalty. I thought the try was awarded then. Tuina Kovadra just short. Pick and go again. Relentless from Australia. Oh, lovely low ball. Annabelle Cody took it low and squeezed over on a 7th cap. She crosses for what looks now like first try of the match.
Bit of a carbon copy, wasn't it, of the first attempt. Nothing too fancy, using their strong runners. A mix of short carries around the ruck there, just testing the fringes and then going 2 or 3 out. Really lovely cut-off pass there, just getting that gap between where the forward sort of pack ends. You just see there, Jasmine Joyce Butchers, the winger, and the backs begin. That's sort of a sweet spot for forward carriers. They're looking for that sort of slight disconnect between the players. Well executed from Australia.
Yeah, they look pretty slick at the moment.
They do. We talk about those 6 changes between this team that we're seeing here and the last time they played against New Zealand. The majority of those changes actually came in the forward pack. So the fact that they are working so well together is real testament to them.
Miller with a conversion. Australia lead 7 points to 0. As we see the replay of that try, it was a low ball, but perfectly put into space between defenders. Desi Miller with a conversion. Wales need a bit of possession here. I know we're early. Still not 10 minutes on the clock. They looked a threat when they first had possession, Wales. Just penalised for holding on. As Hals clears. A lot of the Australians, especially at the back line, while all the team actually have some sevens experience as well. such a massive part of the Australian pathway. There's someone from the Welsh pathway, Maisie Davis, played in the Celtic Challenge, 19 years old in the front row. That takes some bravery. Cross field. Courtney Kate. Jasmine Joyce Butcher's just left that one as well. Davis, there's a strong carrier. Hands on the deck there potentially from Australia before going onto the ball, and the referee in the way. Is that a clap of thunder? It might be. Yeah, everyone running for cover behind the sticks. I thought it was. Tropical in Ballymore.
Absolutely, you can get a whole mix of conditions out in Australia at this time of year, and it can change just as quick as that. 1 minute you're putting out your picnic blanket, the next minute you're running for cover.
Yeah, the next minute you're under that picnic blanket. Can Wales put any pressure on? Well, they didn't have to. It's an overthrow. Kelsey Jones, what a way to celebrate her 50th appearance. It would be if she got over the whitewash. Georgia Evans, composure now needed from Wales. International rugby is about taking your chances when they present themselves. Beth Lewis with a strong carry. Georgia Evans, Bevan, there was a gap. Wait for support on your shoulder now, pick and go together. I think Crabb is going to be held up. That's one element of the game. They must work on it. You know, when you're close to the line these days, she puts a hand up and says, and there's another huge clap of thunder. And I think they're going to... Are they going to get off? Yeah, they are. This is a serious storm. A little bit dangerous. So they're going to take whatever precautions necessary, because they're going to get off. You don't want a lightning strike. The post, the floodlights, the stand. Philippa, we've had, what, almost 12 minutes? What do you make of that opening 12 minutes?
I'd say that Australia are looking pretty dominant, and I think actually this is a really good time for a bit of a break and a coach's talk too. From a Welsh perspective, they need to front up. You know, you see a lot of those girls, they're really blowing hard. I think they are feeling the force from that Australia team, and the tempo maybe. They've got to try and slow them down, because they're not going to be able to keep up with this for the full game. So it's a good opportunity for Wales, and equally from an Australian perspective, I think it'll be keep doing what you're doing until Wales find an answer. I mean, you talked about all those fantastic Australian sevens.
Right, I think we're all set. We had that interview. We are back to the rugby, and we're back to the restart. This is where we left the game. Gwen Crabb was held up, a short warm-up, but we're all set to get underway again. The rain is still falling, but the storm has hopefully cleared. We'll get to half-time at least. Restart. Wales possession. That's Lisa Neumann. Bevan at the base. Mallow Pearce, one of the two 19-year-olds in the front five for Wales. Good hands again, but Donna Rose couldn't hold on to that one.
There's no advantage in the knock-on. Scrum. Turnover by 13 is fine.
Nothing wrong with the turnover from Wales there. They got hands on the ball, but no advantage. Dean from Donna Rose's knock on. Conditions, you said, you know, with the World Cup being in England, Philippa, that it could be wet. But it's a different kind of rain in Australia, isn't it? You know, this is kind of tropical. But again, a long camp and a two-test tour. Great prep for Rugby World Cup for Wales.
Absolutely, and a chance for this team to really bond, and also for the coaches, the coaching staff. It was all a new setup this year, so real good opportunity for everyone to gel together. But, you know, we talk about with the rain there, you know it's bad when you can see it on the camera, because the amount of times you'll be at games and you say, oh, it was raining, did you see? And people won't see it at home. But when you can actually see it on the camera, that's when you know it really is bad.
Ray Morgan Waiting for the scrum to settle before she puts the ball in. You never know with Australia. Will they try and carry from here? That's gone straight to the deck on the other side. The other side to the referee, that is. Lydia Kavoa is against Donna Rose. Two resets. I don't usually see that many resets. It's usually a free kick or a penalty now straight away. Should we get another chance? For me, it looked like a penalty in Wales' favour. Will we get a set this time? Pressure on, gone down. There is the arm out now, so it's a free play for Australia. The arm will stay out. The referee's not budging. It's a penalty gone against Maisie Davis on the far side.
Penalty awarded to the Wallaroos.
Well, you know, for me, that was a carbon copy of what happened on this side.
Yeah.
So then, you know, one's a penalty, one's not, you know. And that's come from the AR on the other side. Natasha Ganley and Jessling. Keep an eye on the far side. Wales look to be going forward. They have the little nudge on, but we can't get pictures from the other side. Australian penalty means Australian line out. And clean ball for them to attack off, because that's what they do. He's on the deck, that's a tackle. Calendar as well to get out of the way there. Fredericks, always a threat. He's come in because of that injury to Kaslik. Just had ankle surgery. Saw the injury, that's gone forward against New Zealand earlier. This will be another scrum, but a Welsh put in.
Good bit of movement play there from Australia. You can see them bringing in their backs. You're seeing that 9 scooting, so picking the ball up at the base of the ruck and running, bringing forwards on, offering lines to be cut. So nice mix of play from Australia, but good deep from Wales, putting just enough pressure on to force that error.
Got to get things right at scrum time now. Well, it's a little bit lucky there because Calendar dislodged the ball, but she didn't actually make the tackle. She really went through it. But what have Wales got to offer from a solid platform, hopefully? No problems on the Welsh put in. Very solid scrum. Not gone forward. Calendar to Bevan. Lovely delay of the pass. Courtney Kate. Wales making inroads straight over the Australian gain line. Maisie Davis with a carry. Don't go too far. Well done from Kira Bevan there. She noticed that they needed one more person over the ball to secure possession. Back on her feet. Wales now going through the phases. Worked so hard in preparation. And Del Valle got halfway through that gap with the offload. There's Pearce again. Strong defence from Australia. Bevan. Beth Lewis. Hands in. That's a free play. Oh, shame that Wales couldn't get the ball away then, but they will get a chance to pop it into the corner. Look, comfortable ball in hand, Wales.
Yeah, much better performance, wasn't it? Contact on their terms. Don't get me wrong, they weren't, you know, smashing past people 2 or 3 meters, but they were going down on their terms, which is so important. Lovely little pick there from Al Cal, and Kira Bevan always in that linking up play, and as you noted, just double rucking there, having that awareness, making sure they keep hold of that ball.
Yeah, penalty there against Amosa, the Wallaroo hooker. Solid platform for Wales. A few players in front of the ball carrier though. If they do get over the whitewash, the TMO might have a look at that again. Delayed ball rather, not put in. Neumann with a carrier on the back. A lot of options. Calendar, Evans, Calendar, the first receiver, strong. Just about a metre and a bit short. Australia again penalised, back to 5 they come.
Sorry, whoever's going for the ball is okay. We're not rolling 6.
Not rolling away. Captain Chancellor. I would argue that they were elbows on the deck as well and not supporting their body weight. But Wales pre-planned Donna Rose. Hopefully she touched that one. Tap and go. Bevan. Maisie Davis. Oh, almost there. Oh, inches short. Surely that's a ruck. Hands are away. It's a knock on. Well, when is a ruck formed? When can you go for the ball?
There's no ruck over it, so she can play the ball, but you've lost it forward. It's a scrum.
Okay, there's the explanation to shut me up. No ruck formed, just the referee.
I think Ashley Masters initially was really good, but she almost doubted herself as well. You could see her sort of go for it and then pull back and then go again. It was that second bite then that actually knocked it on. I think she should have backed herself in the first place, but still. Wales in a really good position here.
And on the Welsh put-in, it's been really solid, and they got over the gain line with ease last time, coming down the short side. And this scrum in the middle of the field is perfect for Wales. Perfect platform to attack either side. 8-9. Well, if they get a chance. It's gone down. Can Wales put a little bit of pressure on the Australian 8? It's always nicer if you're a back, especially if you can get up on one particular side that you want to attack. If Donna Rose can get a squeeze on their loose head, Lydia Kavoa, then it opens things up a little bit on the right side for Wales. Solid on the set, Australia down again. Should be a penalty advantage. There it is, Bevan. And pull back again. Oh, lovely line. Oh, have Wales got the ball down? Yes, they have. Nell Metcalf, the 20-year-old. Lovely delayed ball. And Metcalf crashes over, turning territory and possession into points.
That was a lovely pre-planned move there, straight off the training park, that one, but executed really well. And as you noted, the Australian prop going down there should have been penalty try, but what it did was actually allow the scrum pack to turn and basically pull in the Australian defence there. You see there, Bethan Lewis just out of picture, just holding down Ashley Masters. She knows the threat she can be defensively. Lovely little tip-on pass. Great bit of play from Wales.
Really positive play. Metcalf with a score. Still had a lot of work to do. Can Kira Bevan convert? Struck it nicely through the uprights. And after the break, for the Storm to clear, Wales have been the better team, kept the pressure on Australia, and the outcome is this score for fullback Nell Metcalf, converted by Kira Bevan, 7 points apiece.
Yeah, lovely short line run there from the inside centre, Courtney Key, just keeping the defence true, so it's stopping them from drifting too hard. A really good move is when every single player does their bit, and there was a great example of that.
Retaining possession off the restart, just as crucial as scoring points these days in rugby. Flikey George, a Crumich product at 10. Big boot into midfield though, and back Australia will come. Good pressure on Hulse. We spoke about discipline just when the Storm was coming through, how that needed to improve for Wales, and at the moment it's pretty good. Getting quickly away from the contact area, staying on their feet, not giving teams easy chances for points and territory. Solid tackle there by Keat. Australia still holding on to the ball, and Miller driving her legs forward. Line speed from Wales, excellent. Double tackle. Australia looking to respond to that Welsh score. Oh, almost got her hands on the ball. I think that was Alau Pearce. Calendar again. Went for it twice there. And back we will come. The penalty. Didn't see the arm out. I was going to ask what the infringement was. High tackle over the tannoy. Get the answer.
It's great now, isn't it, that they make those announcements to the stadium, especially for us. Unfortunately, we can't hear the referee mic, but for the spectators there watching the game to be able to hear then what it's actually for. So there was a high tackle infringement, possibly that one there from Jasmine Joyce Butchers.
Australia have missed touch, and so have Wales. And Caitlin House will always counter. Calendar almost got onto the ball. Masters carry one-handed and the offload to the captain. Chancellor, the whistle goes, ball gone forward. Well, both teams, despite the conditions, really looking to play.
Yeah, you know Ashley Masters, she won't give that ball unless she really has to. It was a nice little shimmy, little dummy. She tries to go herself. She did get the ball away in the end when she knew that was the last option there. But what I want you to look at is Bethan Lewis. She'll come into play. Look at her tracking back on the corner there like a fullback, working really hard. And here, see how she gets her hand in high? That is what stifles the pass. Getting that hand in, look, you can see there the Australian player's not comfortable with that ball. If she'd have kept her hands up and free, that would have been an easy little pop. But that subtlety of tackle from Bethan Lewis disrupted that play. Potentially a try-saving tackle there.
Yeah. The lawmakers want tacklers to go low, but that then inevitably frees people's hands, which makes for good rugby. But defensive coaches want them to go high just like that to stop the offload, want to make it really difficult. Bevan George in the pocket, looks for the safety of the touchline and finds it. Great clearance from Llaiki George. She's someone who's played in the back row, played at 12. Now she seems settled at 10, doesn't she? You know, she's at Hartbury and Gloucester there, where Lynn was coaching.
Unique circumstances.
Yeah, absolutely. Got a great relationship with head coach Sean Lynn from her time at Gloucester Hartbury. Brilliant player. And also you've got Kaylee Powell on the bench, who's also fantastic at fly half, really been harnessing her craft in the last season of PWR at Harlequins. Harlequins going on to have one of their best seasons in a long time, so look out for them next season as well.
Australia again nudging closer to the Welsh 22 through the hands. Donna Rose trying to hold Cody up. Clean ball, quick ball, wet ball. And now it's Welsh ball. Both teams looking dangerous, ball in hand. And it's Wales' turn to be under a bit of pressure from the Wallaroos. George doesn't look for the safety of the touchline there. Hals avoiding the first defender. And a young player, 18 years old, thrust into international rugby. Doesn't matter how old you are, if the coaches think you're ready, you are in. It's Pomare every time. She's a constant threat, as is Duina Kovadra. And one try scrubbed off by the TMO. This is impressive continuity once again from the Wallaroos. Hens through, a great offload. Oh, super tackle on Leaney. 5 out, and Wales have won a penalty over the ball in the contest. Last-ditch stuff from Wales, but a vital turnover, a vital penalty.
That was a beautiful gap exposed there by the fly half, Tia Hines, and then of course that follow-up play so key, but the defensive effort from Wales. Just as Llaiki George clears the ball there, hopefully they'll go back. Here we go, let's watch this again. So here's the gap, look, shapes up to pass, makes the break, offloads there. Tackle from Llaiki George, Nell Metcalf over the ball. That is teamwork.
Yeah, over the ball and making that crucial effort to pick the ball up these days. It's got to leave the floor, hasn't it, you know? Super work by Wales' try scorer, Nell Metcalf. George back in the pocket. What's on the clock? 27, almost 28 minutes. Wales will be very happy with how they've responded after the storm break. Pressure from Lewis. Will it sit up for a fall on the ball as she maintain possession? No! Oh, she's disappointed with that. The ball would not sit up. She might have been better off putting boot to ball there.
Yeah, I think so. She'll look back on that with a lot of frustration. It was just begging for it, wasn't it? She was there, the basket, she had her hands open, just pop up, and it wouldn't. But like you say, I think that would have been better, because the way the play was then, you know, all of the attacking players are high there for Australia, so I dare say there was no one in that backfield, so just a massive boot downfield would have been the option, but she's desperately looking for it to try and sit up.
Bounce up, bounce up. It just didn't. Kind of half bounced, as you can see the disappointment. But good pressure from Beth Lewis. Can Wales put a little bit of pressure on the Australian scrum? Trying to get a nudge on. I think they've got the advantage in the scrum. Wales has been taken back and kept in play. Over Metcalf's shoulder, left-footed. Wales have got to make the effort to get back now, which they do. And counter again, Miller. That's one thing from playing sevens rugby, Philippa. You fear nothing due in counter-attack. It's all about finding that and beating the first defender.
That's one of the things I love about sevens. It just gives players that ambition to play, to back yourself. I think the fact you get so many touches of the ball when you play sevens, obviously only 7 players on the field, everyone's utilised. I really do encourage it for youngsters, no matter what position you play, get out there, play some sevens.
It's a knock-on in the tackle. It'll be Australia scrum. I think Wales have got the ascendancy at scrum time, as we'll get a replay of the knock-on. Yeah, it was Captain Calendar in the tackle. Nothing deliberate in this one. Well, I don't know, maybe that happens. That's a different story. Don't show that one again, please, Mr. Director. Half-hour mark. If you're thinking, hang on, this game kicked off at 5, well, you're right. But a storm came through Brisbane. Elbows on the deck. Wales won a penalty. They're not going to get one. Kick over the top. Oh. Jazz Joyce Butchers did well, taking that one over her shoulder. And Wales do well to work back. Calendar. Oh, strong carry. Wales wanted to be more physical, and I think we've seen that today. Well, that's an accidental offside for me. Player was in front, the ball. Oh. Maybe they'll look at that one again from the kick. Wasn't really a charge zone. That's great again, once again from Wales. Is that Pearce over the ball? Yes, it is. Super work at the contact area. Rugby is a contact sport. Lynn wanted them to be more physical. He's worked them hard in prep for this tour and Rugby World Cup, and I think I can see the edge that he wanted.
Yeah, absolutely. We didn't maybe see it in that first 10 minutes, but I think that break in play maybe allowed them to have a little word in the changing rooms, get that second win that we talked about, and they're looking much sharper.
Thank you, George. Bit off too much there, looking for the touchline. And here come Australia through the hands. That's gone forward. It'll be a well scrum, but you have to be careful. What do you go for? Distance? You find the safety of the touchline.
It's normally something Clanky George doesn't really worry about. She naturally has that distance, but yeah, maybe just biting it a little bit more off. Really nice counter-attack there from Australia, flinging the ball around as if they're playing sevens. But we're just seeing the centre, Kumari, kind of put the brakes on. She was trying to fix the defender and make the pass. She didn't need to do that. She just kept running. Her natural line would have sort of taken her in front of that crossing defender. It would have made for maybe a bit more of a comfortable pass. Instead, it forced the knock-on. Ball back to Wales.
32 and a bit minutes on the clock, 7 points apiece. The Ballymore in Brisbane. Wales women against the Wallaroos. Big game of the morning. There's another one. The Lions are playing in the second test as well, but our focus is on Wales. Bevan. Georgia Evans, not been as evident as she usually is. And she'll grow into this game. Calendar, oh, does well, releases, goes again, gets an extra metre or two there. Crabb with a carry, has to get lower, she does that. Counter from Australia. Del Valle, Keat, Metcalf, lovely offload, Neumann hits a line, back yourself. Now need support, Australia slow to move, surely slowing Welsh ball down. Bevan looks one way and then the other. Evans another carry. Wales on the front foot once again. Quick ball needed. A little bit slow coming round the corner. Maisie Davis pushed by Keith into contact. Calendar, very evident, making yards over the gain line. Well, Georgia Evans driven back that time. But the Wales maintain possession. Yes, they do. Maisie Davis. Beth Lewis on her shoulder. That's how you want to carry. Donna Rose holds on to this one. Oh, it's gone forward. Lost it in the contact. Australia clear. And find the touchline. That's a chance gone for Wales.
That's really frustrating. Donna Rose there working really hard, coming in as an option and actually taking the ball on the run where previous carriers have been sort of stood still. So loads of momentum, just got her angle a bit wrong in the contact.
Well, she stayed down. There's a run meter start for you, 2-3-2. Kick meters, okay, we'll kick more, but 7 points apiece. That's the only stat that counts. Donna Rose looking at a cheekbone. You know, this is something you kind of see in the game a little bit, okay? Someone stays down, there's an injury, which then makes the TMO potentially look at the tackle area, what happened. Wales play the Wallaroos next Friday down in Sydney, the North Sydney Oval. 2 tests in Australia for Wales women, playing there for the very first time. We're not getting a replay of that tackle on Donna Rose. We're in the hands of an Australian production team, but I'd like to see why she's being checked out, why her cheekbone is being checked out. Maybe that would give us a clue as to why the knock-on came about.
Wallaroos stands at 7-all, 7 minutes to go in the first half. Let's give them a cheer.
They were meters away from the Wallaroos try line now. 40 plus out. Slightly messy line out. Really messy at the breakdown as well.
I know you're stuck, but if your team counteracts,
Captain Emily Chancellor saying she was stuck in there, but there was a counter-ruck, she was in the way. If there's no counter-ruck, you'll get away with it, won't you, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. You see, there was an incident earlier where Alex Calendar found herself on the wrong side. She just made herself in sort of a pencil, you know, laid there still. Scrum half could come in, clear the ball away, it didn't affect the play. But yeah, when there's a counter-ruck and you affect that, then that's when that's an issue. Kira Bevan there looking a little bit cautious of her ankle. Wales are going to want her to stay on the pitch. Very experienced player. We've got one of the uncapped trio that you mentioned on the bench, and Seren Lockwood. Exciting to see what she could do.
Well, he's had a look into the pathway. He's brought under 18 players in, the under 20 players in, and using the Celtic Challenge as well, where they've had exposure. Playing for either the Gwalia Lightning or the Brython Thunder. Competition in its second year, but it's about development of the game. But Wales are back in the Wallaroos. 22, clean line-out ball. And they look to set this one. Kelsey Jones has the ball. The back of this maul, which is going forward at the moment. Bevan breaks away. Jasmine Joyce Butcher's high into contact, driven back as well. And a counter there. She did regain her feet. That's surely playing the scrum half there for me. Coming right through on the 9, elbows all over it. I'm Welsh, slightly biased of course. But Wales maintaining possession. Evans picks round the corner. I think Wales will get some mileage doing that if they carry in numbers. Beth Lewis, she's looked potent in attack and defence, as has Callender. Captain Alex Callender today, co-captain with Kate Williams, not involved. That's why you want to avoid going slightly alone. But they are making meters. Georgia Evans, where her knees are when that ball was pinched. She's got a hand up saying sorry. But again, Australia escape for the moment. They have possession, looking to get a better platform to clear from. Duina Gavadra, she's turned the ball over. Georgia Evans couldn't quite free her hands. Beth Lewis is on the shoulder. Callender now needs support as well to turn out of that tackle. Hands all over that one. Yeah, Kira Bevan, a little tap on the head there for O'Gorman, say, hey, leave the ball go. Wales think they've got space out wide. Brave in these conditions. Metcalf gets it down for a second. Super play by Wales. Super composure. Turning pressure once again into points.
Another try, flew number 15.
The amount of times you've seen Wales play in the past and they've gone short, and you're screaming as a fan, get it out wide, you've shortened the line, released the backs, and it hasn't happened. But this time, this is an evolution of their play. Strong short carries, yes, there was a bit of luck there. Australia turned it over and then all of a sudden it bobbled back to Wales, but they played with what they had. Big gap on the outside, they had the hands to execute with a player spare as well.
Yeah, I think the coaching team, Sean Lynn, the head coach, new head coach of course, came in just before the Women's Six Nations, will be very happy with what he's seen in 37 minutes, but certainly in the 25 minutes since the restart. Yes! I thought he was going to go right for a second, but Kira Bevan adds the extras, and Wales lead in Ballymore by 14 points to 7.
Lovely cut-off plays there. Times before you see teams, they want to get out wide and they use every single player, and that just slows play up. But you see there 2 skip passes, misses the 13, misses the 14. They knew where the space was. They've got the skills to execute, get those balls fast, fizzing in front of players. That's what made that try.
Just as crucial is the restart and the exit. George, look for length on this one. That'll work. Putting Australia slightly on the back foot, but Caitlin Hulse will put them certainly on the front one. Wales now need to be squeaky clean. Oh, the arm comes out. Maisie Davis, I thought she did pretty well to get away from that contact.
Not rolling away in favor, going to the Wallaroos.
Just what you don't want, Philippa, isn't it? You know, giving away a penalty. I thought it was a little harsh penalty. And Australia pop one into the corner and they get a chance immediately now to respond.
Yeah, minute before half-time. Wales go in leading. It's a very different half-time talk to if they concede here.
Well, if you're going to concede right in the corner. And the Wallaroos don't even get off the deck to set this rolling maul up. Duina Gavadra is over this time. Try disallowed early on by the TMO, but this one will stand. The clock will turn red. It's a 2-point game, thanks to Australia's second score.
Yeah, Duina Gavadra, what a player, what a powerhouse. It was not going to anyone else, was it? She was at the back of that. She was holding on to it. Good drive, good setup from the team. No messing around there. Look, didn't even get off the deck. They wanted to have a good shape. They wanted to look at the body angles there, low to high, driving forward. Wales at the back there, you can already see their heads popping up. That's a really weak position to try and defend that.
But I said if you're going to concede out wide. It's a tough conversion for Miller. The hooter has gone. Will we be all square at half-time? The answer is no. Unsuccessful conversion for the Wallaroos. So at half-time, the scoreboard reads Australia 12, Wales 14. Second half, Philippa Tuttiett alongside me. 40 minutes for Wales to create some history down under.
Yeah, absolutely big 40. It'll be interesting to see how both teams enter now into this second half, because like you say, Australia were all over Wales' first 10 minutes, but they went in, had a chat, Wales came out, different team. Now, what has been said to Australia? Certainly would have been keep the ball in hand. They wouldn't want to be seeing things like that, given an opportunity straight away to Wales.
Well, that's gone forward, and I think Wales have turned it over as well. Can't see a scrum advantage, though, as Gwen Crabb carries. Spoke of the physicality in the first half and the good discipline by Wales. And Dalla Valle was Hannah Jones was Wales captain, now married, playing in the centre. That ball shoots out. Has that gone forward? Well, Wales still get possession. Keat out wide. And that's Jazz Joyce Butcher's touchline, helping the Wallaroos out there. But back we will come. Is it a knock-on or is it a penalty advantage?
There we go.
Yep, just got the referee's mic very faint in our ears, but just knocked forward on the ground. Scrum for Wales, another positive aspect of that first half. Looked like some dominance. They weren't given fair play on one of the scrums, you know, where they were penalised on one side and Australia weren't on the other. But it looks like they've got the nudge on Australia.
Yeah, slightly more experienced front row there from the Welsh perspective than the Australian perspective. Two of those in the front row change from the last game out. Like I say, they've had 6 changes since they last played, most of them coming in the forwards. So you would expect, there you go again, to Wales to get the advantage here.
It's Rydell O'Gorman on this side, on the tight head side for Australia. 31 caps against young Maisie Davis, the 19-year-old, on the loose head for Wales. Young talent coming through for Wales. Really impressed with how she played in the Celtic Challenge. And she's at Bristol now, isn't she, I think?
Yeah, absolutely. That Celtic Challenge offering opportunity to many girls in Wales to be able to play rugby, and actually the 3 uncapped players that we've got on the bench all representing in the Celtic Challenge.
No messing this time. Pressure coming on from Australia, but Calendar picks. Cleiki George kick through, Dalla Valle! Oh, gets the ball down, pre-planned again, executed perfectly from Wales. What a start to the second half. 3rd try on the board, and they extend their lead.
Brilliant bit of play there from the Welsh backs. Stark improvement from what we saw in the Six Nations this year. Recognising there the Australian defensive line coming up hard. They're in their 22, that's quite common, but there's no fullback at home. Look at that. Well picked out from Cleiki George. Takes it right to the line, cool as you like, kicks it between two players, no fullback at home. Hannah Della Valle, as we mentioned, normally known as Hannah Jones, married now, and getting her first try as a married woman. There's a stat you don't often get, is there? There we go.
Well, that graphic was wrong because it was Hannah. As the fact that the captaincy has left her made a difference to her, do you think, Philippa? You know, taking the pressure off as the conversion goes over from Bevan.
Yeah, potentially. Sean Lynn spoke about the time that he spoke to Hannah about moving the captaincy. Hannah Della Valle was captain in the Six Nations just gone, and he's now obviously given it to Alex Jones and Kate Williams. And I think there's an element of relieving that pressure. It was a tough campaign. I mean, Hannah Della Valle has been captain through some really difficult times for Wales and done it absolutely professionally, admirably. But maybe this chance now with a World Cup, take that pressure off. She is in her late 20s. This could be her last World Cup. So take the pressure off her, let her enjoy. And as I'm saying all that positive stuff, turnover there for Australia. Yeah, the pressure's back on.
Unbelievable from the restart. Talk a lot about restarts, and it's become the new, or another set piece in the game. And Georgia Evans couldn't take the restart, which puts Australia on the front foot. Quick hands, Pomare and the Chancellor. Has that gone forward? Oh, it's a line-up, the Australian line-up that hasn't gone forward in that attack. And that's what Nell Metcalf is asking.
Yeah, just seeing that big number 8 again. Tui Nakavandra there, hanging out on that wing. Screaming for a switch, I felt then. You know, the inside play was dragging across.
You don't see it much, really. You know, you can drag a defender, create a hole. You don't see it enough.
Yeah.
You don't see enough of that either. Wales pinching ball, but then losing
Thank you,
it.
Marty. Yes, the rain continues to pour here at Ballymore Stadium, but a big crowd as well. Jamming in here at Ballymore Stadium. But back to that try. It's all about the Welsh
coming through onto it. That's gone back. Wow, for me, that's gone forward.
Great little kick in behind, and thought the Wallaroos napping. So work to do for the Australians.
Australia on the attack again. Into the Welsh 22. They have found a way to respond on every occasion. And that's what they're trying to do again. Ellis. Right winger won her first cap against New Zealand. 17 years old, playing international rugby. Now that has gone forward, surely. Yes, it has. Physicality, discipline, that's definitely improved for Wales. Reading up on what Sean Lynn's been saying, or the work they've been doing about physicality, working with Ben Flower, who's come into the camp as one of the coaches there. That's huge, isn't it, to get someone of league experience come back and then really get the Welsh squad to where they need to be physically and mentally as well, get ready for this contact game.
Yeah, absolutely. Contact skills, you cannot underestimate them. We talk about rugby being that contact game. It's about power, it's about strength. And yes, you can put on a bit of muscle mass in a couple of months, but you can learn to use what you have. You see a lot of players resorting to judo, and that's all about using your body's momentum against the opposition. A lot of wrestling, a lot of contact skills. Fortunately there for Wales, not able to use those contact skills.
Well, that ascendancy I spoke of in the first half has quickly disappeared. That has not left the hands. That's not been taken. That ball has not moved at all. You know, if you want to be picky, I can be. That penalty was not taken correctly at all. And she's back on the ball is Morgan, and back on the attacker, Australia. Looking for forwards, looking for runners. She carries herself this time. Maisie Davis taking a bang to the head. I think the referee has seen that.
There's no foul play. They're both just trying to jump on the ball. It's going to be your scrum from the knock-on. Alex,
It's a
I'm sorry.
knock-on.
It's your player with a potential head injury. That's why I've stopped it. I know. It's going to be your
Just a
scrum.
question of the explanation there. Maisie Davis took a bang to the head. She's back up and ready to go into the scrum. But Lane Morgan took that quick penalty. I wonder if we get to see that again as Maisie Davis gets some treatment. You've seen it picked up a few times in recent games where players haven't tapped the ball. You know, the ball's on the floor and they've gone to kick it and they missed the ball. You know, and then the referees pick them up on it. But there's no difference if the ball does not leave your hands. The ball isn't live, it's taken incorrectly. Little graphic on the screen from our broadcaster says the Wallabies against the British and Irish Lions. Is that happening today, Philippa? I had no idea.
Yeah, absolutely, that second test. And for all those Welsh fans watching this, they will be watching that later because we have Jack Morgan is on the bench. We have a Welsh representative in that team.
Yeah, really pleased for Jack, someone I know really quite well from my neck of the woods, you know, and he's worked so hard. And regardless of injuries that have happened in that kind of front five with McCarthy not playing and Chesham shifting up, I think Jack would have got that slot on the bench. I hope he gets 30 minutes because, you know, he beat Australia for Wales at Lyon in Rugby World Cup by himself. You know, he is ready for this big stage, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And with Australia having a couple of big ball carriers coming back, you want someone who can chop and go low, and that is Jack Morgan. That's his MO. He comes on at 60 minutes, just starts chopping players. He could really be a momentum changer.
Wales needs some momentum in its scrum. Donna Rose giving a warning there and acknowledges that by saying, yep, hands up, okay. Well, one thing that was said at half-time to Australia, certainly to the 8th, was, you know, let's get a squeeze on, let's switch on, get the top 2 inches right at scrum time, and they've done that because they were under pressure in the first half. But that last scrum, and it was a Welsh put-in, he couldn't get the strike on the ball, so a hand come in and give away the penalty. And Bevan wants this ball in quickly and away. A little wheel, which way is the arm going? No way, we're going to have a reset.
Alex Callender did very well to get that ball away. I couldn't even see it. There's a twist and a turn and feet everywhere. She still managed to get the flick out.
Well, you know, the Wales are looking for, you know, an old-school Channel 1 ball, really. A quick strike on the ball, which is, you know, barely happens these days anyway in rugby, but that's what Wales want. They don't want it in the scrum for any length of time. Australian fans, Welsh fans, Lions fans. Good crowd watching the Wallaroos. First of 2 tests. That looks a solid platform for Wales. Come on, get that ball out. Callender under pressure. Oh, ball shoots out, dragged back. So it will be an Australian put in at this scrum. What has happened at scrum time? When do Wales think about making changes? Because they're obviously under pressure. Do you bring kind of the Welsh rugby star of that front five, Cecilia Tupilotu, on for 30 minutes on the tight head?
Well, she'd certainly add a bit of power into it, wouldn't she? Help keeping it stable.
Thank you, George. On to the loose ball. Will Australia look to play from this scrum? Will they look to set another drive? Will they look for penalty try, yellow card for Wales? There's lots of options they can go for here. Well, scrum was excellent in the first half, creaking in the second. Quainavadra picks, looking for a second try. Brought to the deck a couple of meters out. Oh, Alex Callender onto the ball and wins a great penalty. What a turnover for the Welsh captain. Got a left hand onto it, made the effort to lift the ball. Perfect timing. Something she's an absolute expert at.
What a moment to get that as well. That's why she's captain, that's why she's a leader. Look at the work rate. She was down on the deck at that scrum. She's straight up on her feet, buys her time. See how she was watching there? She doesn't go in too quick. She's watching, she's looking. As soon as she sees those eyes on the ball, that's when she pounces, that's when she goes in.
Choosing your options, choosing the right moment, that is part and parcel of turnover ball. You go for them all, you're wasting your energy. Pick your moments. Well, I know. Says 100% there. sure they'd like to maintain that stat. This is a big one. Right on the 22. Beth Lewis up and down at the front. Calendar to George. Long downfield. Hines opens it up into midfield. Beth Lewis, good chase, good tackle again. High around the ball. Changes on the field for the Wallaroos as well. I can see 21 and 18 on Karpani, and Wood are on. There's Samantha Wood. And, they're getting the ball wide to Miller. Wales keeping their shape defensively. Just gone considerably darker there when they're in the shade. Wood. Oh, they're putting pressure on Wales. Clock is ticking by, coming up to 53 minutes. Too much on that one. Time for Lleici George, and she should take her time. I'd wait for all my team to get back. Why not? Take as long as you can.
Yeah, absolutely, and be sure of this kick.
Well, I can see, we spoke of Cecilia Tupilotu, and there she is coming onto the field. Hamstring injury, I think she had surgery, didn't she, as well? So great to see her back. A real shining light, a real star of Welsh rugby.
Yeah, Wales missed her in the last Six Nations, although I did enjoy her on the DJ decks at the Principality Stadium. That was a pleasure.
Oh, she almost gets her hands immediately on the ball. Trying to flick it up for herself. But she just deliberately knocked it on just to have a scrum, of course. She's a tight head prop. Yeah, big moments for Cecilia Tupilotu. Needs game time before Rugby World Cup, and Wales need her back. Georgia Evans packing down a blind side. I think that's where she'd like to play, in the back row rather than the second row. We've seen her play for Wales. I think she's much happier there. And Calendar at 8 as well. Seen her all over the back row, but she's played well from that 8 position. Fredericks comes through a gap.